Atlanta News First starts now.
Tonight, the city of Atlanta creating opportunities for youth to get kids off of the street and on the road to a possible career. Good evening. This is The Six. I'm Sean Gables.
And I'm Alan Devlin. It's signing day for the city of Atlanta's annual summer youth employment program. The mission: find something safe for children to do while school is out for the summer. Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston is live tonight outside Accenture Atlanta Innovation Hub in Midtown.
Yasmina, this is part of the mayor's effort to fight crime.
Yeah, that's right. And Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says that it's working. And according to him, last summer, youth-related crime was down because of programs like this.
As of today, we have reached a milestone. 5,070 youth have currently registered. Last year, this time, we had just over 2,000 students that have registered.
A big day for Atlanta's young people as the summer begins. Those 5,000 youth are getting ready to work as part of the city's summer youth employment program. Wednesday marked signing day for students going to work and for employers providing the jobs. One of those employers is Accenture Atlanta Innovation Hub, where the event took place. The idea is for these jobs to serve as a launch pad for the students' careers, as well as give them a chance to explore industries and maybe find a new passion. That was the case for Caspi, who participated in the program last summer as an intern for the Office of Constituent Services.
Witnessing the ways in which this city responds to citizens in need motivated me to pursue my degree in the law. This upcoming fall, I will put my client service skills to use.
Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says it's also about keeping kids safe as the summer begins. He points to the impact these jobs can have by keeping young people busy as well as paid.
Last summer, we saw a significant reduction in youth-related crime, and of course, one of those crimes is also homicides. We saw a significant reduction in youth homicides. Last year, we want to repeat that this year, and so we see this as a crime deterrent.
And this program is for those young people between the ages of 14 and 24. And these jobs pay a minimum of $15 per hour. And there are over 150 employers that are a part of this program. Live in Midtown, Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Breaking us.